Hello, 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 hello. I am on the 44th floor in the CBD of Melbourne, the Melbourne CBD, at a beautiful hotel. 44th floor. Why am I here? Because I am here with HMD. Quick little shout out to them for putting me up in Melbourne for the night. The view out here is amazing, but I thought I would sit here and do my Q&A video that I've been saying I want to do for months now. So I asked you over on Instagram, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, and YouTube as well, if you had any questions for me for a Q&A video, and a lot of you came back with questions about content creation and my job. So let's just get started. I've got them in front of me. So if I'm looking down here, it's because I'm reading the question. So there was quite a few questions and I've gone ahead and just chosen some of them. So if you did make the video, I'll put your question and your username up on the screen. But the first question is, what was the hardest transition when becoming a full-time creator? Now, this is a really good question. I've been full-time for 8 months now, almost 9 months, and the hardest thing for me is not having a routine anymore. So long story short, I've kind of self-diagnosed myself with ADHD at this point. I am going to eventually go to the doctor and go through the proper testing, but there are tendencies that I have noticed when it comes to my work, and not having a routine means I procrastinate a lot more. I get distracted a lot more, and my attention to things, or my focus rather, it disappears a lot. So for me, not having a routine is really hard, and I can try and make one for myself, but because I am my own boss and I work from home, it can be really hard to be strict in that matter. It's not like I'm waking up and going to a job that I had a 9 to 5 roster shift, like I can work my own hours, I can work when I want to. So if I don't put a routine in place, it becomes really hard. But what I've established is that I can't actually follow a routine anymore because of what's going on in my brain and how I'm feeling. So it is really, really difficult. And I'm kind of just at this point working whenever I need to and whenever I want to, rather than having a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. That's what I thought I would have going into this field. It is not the case, and it doesn't actually happen for a lot of people. So I think I've accepted that, but it definitely is the hardest, or was the hardest transition for me. The next question is, what inspired you to become a content creator? Now, I started 9 years ago. We're going to be 10 years next year, which is wow, that's insane. But I was at that point in time more of a gaming creator. Well, I was only a gaming creator, and I was looking for more female representation in the space. I didn't follow streaming. Like, the streaming world was non existent to me, but there was this Instagram community that was formed, and there wasn't really a lot of females out there. And I didn't have a lot of female friends either who liked gaming. So at that point, I was like, well, I want to be this, right? I want to do this. Also, I was watching a lot of Sims content at the time. Believe it or not, I started my YouTube channel with Sims speed builds. It's very far from what it is now, hey. But I found Liessshy, and bless her, she is amazing. I love to talk to her. I love what she does to this day. But she really inspired me to start, and yeah, that's that's basically how I started. More female representation in the space and wanting to be a Sims YouTuber at the time. The next question is, how do you deal with not hitting numeric goals and certain goals and not letting it get to you? Well, the truth is it gets to you. No matter who you are, you're only human. And if you don't achieve a goal, you feel like a failure. I think that is a normal feeling for everybody. But for me, because what I do is pure passion, like, yes, I have turned it into a career, but it is pure passion. I can get past that sometimes. What makes me keep coming back for more is because I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do. So the passion is definitely like the main factor that keeps me going and not stress out too much about numbers. But there are moments where you have to care. It is important to care. Like, how are you going to grow if you don't care, right? I'm lucky that I have a lot of work. I have a lot of brand deals and sponsorships. I have a great community and great viewers. And I love what I do, so it really does help me to keep going and not beat myself up about it all the time. The next question is best way to start out for content creation. Well, I think the most important thing is to work out your niche, right? What do you want to do? Do you want to start content for the sake of it, or is there a specific thing that you want to do? Once you work out what you want to do, it becomes really easy to start. You don't need to have all this fancy equipment. You can have your phone, you can have something as simple as like the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which is what I'm actually currently recording on now. Like, you don't need to be spending thousands of dollars on gear. Use what you've got and just make. That's the only way you get started, right? You have to make something. Even if you don't upload it, like, just make it, see if you like it, and see how you feel on camera talking to yourself, because at the end of the day, we are talking to ourselves right now. Like, YouTubers do this. There's no one else in the room with me. I'm talking to you, but I'm kind of talking to myself. And at first, that was really weird. So once you get past that point, it does become easier. But yeah, I guess my biggest tip is just do it. Just start it, see how it makes you feel, and go from there. And also investigate the platforms that you want to upload to. If you want to be across all social media channels or platforms, you need to know how they operate. You need to know the ins and outs of them if you want to work out algorithms and work out best times to post and all that sort of stuff. So definitely do your research as well. I also think if you are starting out, maybe just kind of picking one main platform. Unless your content can be posted across multiple platforms, then do that. But say you want to be a YouTuber and you want to do long form videos, focus on that and diversify yourself. But as you're starting out, it can be very overwhelming trying to jump into all different pockets of the internet. The next question is, what were you doing before and what pushed you to go full time? I was working in JB Hi-Fi, which is, I guess, Australia's #1 tech retailer. If you are from the US or anywhere else, it's kind of like a Best Buy. That's the best comparison I can give you. And I was working in sales. So funnily enough, doing what I do now, except on a retail level, like I'm selling to customers. But now I get to sell, but make it creative and talk to you more and tell you about products and show my passion for it. You know, there is a barrier when you're dealing with a customer, and you can be in-depth and honest and give them the most amazing experience. But there is still this boundary between like a salesperson and customer. You don't really build the rapport like you can do on YouTube, you know? So, it is similar but different to what I do now. And what pushed me to go full time was just, I guess, my life at this point. You know, I have a partner who is my absolute everything, and he keeps me sane. Like, we balance each other out really well. So because I've got him, I am now able to make this a reality because I have the support in all aspects. And it was just about time. You know, life gave me an opportunity where I could move somewhere and actually take a risk, and the risk has paid off. So the next question is, I'd love to know how to get work and how you mentally prepared for the move over. Do you mean the move over to full time? Because if so, I just knew in my heart that this opportunity I needed to take, and I was ready to do it because it was my goal. That was my major goal, to be a full-time creator, and I got there. So for me, it was really exciting. But in regards to getting work, so I'm in a fortunate position where all my work comes to me. It's very rare that I reach out to companies because I get a pretty good influx. Now, there are times, of course, where it isn't, you know, as busy, just like any business has lull periods. But if you are wanting to get work, you need to obviously build up your portfolio first, right? It doesn't have to mean your experience working with brands. I just mean your content. If you've worked out your niche and worked out what it is you create, you can then form a portfolio. A portfolio could be purely your social account, or you could make a media kit, which, look, a lot of streamers and a lot of creators like insist on media kits. I think that a media kit is not enough to stand out because everyone does it. So I actually have a show reel. I made a presentation myself about what I've built with my sponsors, what I've built over the years, how I can give a business a return on investment. Like, they need to know why you reaching out to them is worth their time, to like, it's worth working with you. You know what I mean? So you need to kind of show them what you can do. And if you have a history of something that you've achieved and has worked for you and a brand, like use that. For me, if you look up JBL Quantum on YouTube, chances are you're going to see my videos. I've built that with JBL over the years, and I've been the number one for all information about those headsets, So my channel, 1 million views, I think it is now, or maybe more, is all JBL and JBL Quantum content. If I can build that for another brand, like how amazing would that be, So I am quite established, like there is no lie. I've been around for quite a while doing this, although my numbers might not seem like it, but it has been 9 years of inconsistency. But because I do have a back catalogue of so many brands that I've worked with, for me, it's very easy to get work because, again, I can show them the return on investment. I can show them why it's worth working with me. I can show them what I do clearly and concisely as well. You've just got to be able to sell yourself, but be proud of yourself, show your passion, show them why you can do it. To simplify that, yes, make a media kit, but make it different, make it stand out. Maybe make a video, I don't know, do something different that doesn't just wash you in with everyone else. Because if you are a streamer, if you are a gamer, if you are a cosplayer, no matter what it is, there are so many other people also doing it, right? So you need to stand out. You need to put yourself out there as number one. Not that, don't let your ego get to you, but they need to see why it is important that they choose you. And know what you're worth. You want to have your rates. You want them to be realistic for your numbers, for your content, for, the ROI again. So be confident when selling yourself, but make sure it is realistic to you and your portfolio. And learn how to formulate an email. Emails, depending who you're talking to, they are a professional piece of writing, right? So of course you want to show your personality a little bit, but it's not like it's a text message. Like learn how to communicate, because the people you are talking to, they're not the brands directly. They are agencies that work on behalf of brands 99% of the time. So they might not even have noticed you. You could be tagging this brand in social media posts all the time. Chances are it might not even be the brand running it. Or if it is the brand running it and you're reaching out to someone to work with them or vice versa, like there's a lot of people involved is what I'm trying to say. I don't know where that tangent went or why it happened. But if you build yourself a profile, a portfolio, cold email brands. There's nothing wrong with it. If you have a contact, absolutely do it, but just know how to make it worth it for them as well as making it worth it for you. So next question is, what has been the biggest negative or surprise? For me, the moment Instagram changed its whole business model and algorithm to Reels, it ruined me. And it has a lot of creators as well. Back in the day, my posts were visible. They were seen by my audience. They were seen in the explore page. They were just noticed and recognized. Now I'm lucky if something takes off. And because so many people have jumped on the content creator bandwagon and this form of job and industry, it's hard to stand out, Like for me, that was the biggest surprise. I'm like, shit, I have to completely change my whole business model. All right, there's another question saying how to get work and get brands to notice you. So this kind of ties into what I was saying before, but I did actually make a note. Give them value and make valuable content, not just making content for the sake of it. This is important, right? Because if you are wanting to make a business for yourself, as well as keeping your personality involved, you need to make something fun, something of good quality. Look, I'm in the mindset of I need to overproduce my stuff, okay? It's no lie. Everything has good lighting, everything has good cameras, and I tell a story with what I'm doing, right? Except for what I posted today. If you've been on my Instagram today, I accidentally put my SD cards in the wash and I thought it would be really funny just to do, a spur of the moment reel. They do want to see you just whip out your phone and film something, because production quality means nothing when it comes to TikTok and Instagram these days. But I just think that if you want brands to work with you, they need to be able to sell something through you, right? And it needs to be valuable for them. So if you are just, I don't know, let's say you're in the mirror holding your phone up and taking a selfie video or whatever, and it's like a 2-second clip, like that's, sure, it might get views, but to a brand that doesn't really mean anything, right? That's no value because you're not really standing out for any reason. Become the expert in your niche, okay? So for me, In Australia, I'm a female. I do tech-only content. I can count on one hand how many females there are in Australia making tech their brand, and there aren't many. There might be, people that do technology content, but it's not their expertise. They might be a streamer first up or something else, like it's not the only thing they do. So if you have, again, worked out what kind of content you want to make, becoming the expert in that is going to make you stand out 100%. The next question is, what is your biggest motivation and where do you see yourself 5 years from now? My motivation is definitely my passion. It always comes back to that, right? But I want to be something. I don't want to be withering away in my home doing nothing with my life. I've got all this passion for technology. That's why I was a salesperson for so long, right? Like, I just want to do something with it. And I've always wanted to educate. In a way, no matter how it is, I just want to educate. So to be able to do it creatively and in my way and have it be successful, like that is another motivator in itself. I'm succeeding at what I do, so I'm going to keep going. So somewhere I see myself in the next 5 years, look, I'm manifesting hardcore, but my main goal is to go to the big 4 tech conferences from the big 4 brands. I want to attend Apple conferences and WWDC. I want to attend Samsung Unpacked. I want to attend Google I/O and Google's events. And I want to attend Microsoft's events too. I'm fortunate enough that I got to go to Computex. That was a major goal that I got to tick off. Like, that's huge. But I want to go to the big 4, like 100% want to go to the big 4. The next question is, best part about being a YouTuber? I just love making videos and knowing that people are watching them. I don't know who the people are watching them, but I like to think of you all as my friends. And every time I make a video, I improve on something. For me, that is so valuable because I am all self-taught with what I do. I haven't taken a course in anything. Like, I just taught myself how to do everything. So it's really rewarding to be able to do this, being able to look up to other creators that I love and love to watch and communicate with them because we all do the same thing. We're all YouTubers. Like, that is also fun too. I just love making friends in this space. And I love the challenge of just keeping at it. If you don't know, I do have chronic eczema. It is really shit. My autoimmune issues are just shocking. So it can be really hard for me to, regularly post. And I've seen improvements in myself and I'm getting better. But tie that in with the ADHD that I think I have. Like, I'm a little bit of a mess, So when I successfully sit down to make a video and I get it done and I upload it, that rewarding feeling is just the best part for me. And I've got one more question here, and it is how to grow a brand as a newer YouTube channel. Okay, I need to take my own advice for this because I haven't been consistent over the years, but consistency really is key. You need to study the trends of what you're doing. You need to look at people's thumbnails, designs, and their titles as well, and constantly upload. Like, if you are a channel that does, content like I do, a video a week is a pretty good effort, If you're a gaming channel, there is a chance that you might be able to do a video every couple of days, or some people do every day, which is insane. But whatever it is, whatever timeline you give yourself, consistency really is important, and that is how you're going to see your growth. Share your videos to your social media, share it to your family, to your friends, get them watching, get them supporting and resharing as well on your behalf. Eventually your stuff will get pushed out, right? But it really does take studying. You need to look at the platform. You need to study the settings, studying the YouTube studio as well. It gives you all your analytics. It gives you so many tips and tricks in there too. It is important to know what platform you're using. And I said that before. And mingle with other creators. If there is someone you like to watch, comment on their stuff. If they don't see it, their audience might see your comment. You never know. It might bring in a new viewer as well. But just engage with other people, but make it authentic. You're not engaging for the sake of it. You don't want to go onto someone's video or their stream and be like, oh, cool content. You should check mine out. Or I'm about to go live. I'm about to upload a video. Like, don't do that. That is so wrong. Don't do that. You really want to make it on an authentic engagement. You really want to build that friendship, that community sense. Don't use people. Every video you post, study your analytics. And that came back to me saying before, YouTube Studio. Study YouTube Studio. You've got all the information literally there in front of you on that screen. And that is how you can see your improvement or things that you need to change. It's all there in front of you. You've just got to be on the ball and really know at what you're looking at. And create a theme. You know, if you look at my thumbnails, I'm not a thumbnail designer in no way, shape or form, but I do have the same font and same word effects. If you look at them all, they all kind of match, you know, so that's become a part of my channel identity. If you have a branding or some kind of tone of voice or styling, no matter what it is, like that's going to be unique to you and your audience is going to recognize that. So every time they come across something of yours, they're going to know, oh yeah, I have seen this before, or I know that creator. Like, you want to be memorable. Oh my God. As you can see, it is getting dark outside slowly and I am tired. But you want to be memorable. You want people to keep returning to your videos. But my friends, that is all I have time for. I hope that these answers weren't just me rambling, but when I edit this, I know what they're going to be. And I'm really sorry, but you know, like I've done this for such a long time and I might not be the best at it, but you know, I too have struggled with consistency. I've struggled with letting my health get in my way. I've been through so much trauma over the years and like literally right now I am still going through some pretty traumatic things, but I got to keep going because I love this. I love my job and I really want to be the YouTuber that you all want to return to and keep watching. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you did like it, let me know down below, please. I like to sometimes be a little bit more personable with you. And, you know, this is a really cool opportunity to just get out of the studio, put the camera on and just talk. It's not often I get to do this on a tech channel, you know, so I really hope that you enjoyed it. And if you haven't subscribed already, hopefully I've given you a reason to come and join the fam. We did just tick over 16,000 subscribers. So thank you so much, everyone. It means the world to me. I'm just like, I see that 100K plaque, just, it's in the future, but it's getting closer and closer every day. So hopefully we can push our way there sooner rather than later. I'll catch you in the next video.